Hello, my name is Steve with Leviathan Products. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of the wet-dry line of filters called the Leviathan Freshwater. This is the 42-inch model. We also have a 32 and 47, but assembly of each model is the same. As soon as you get in your package, generally they come in two packages, one for the accessories and one for the unit itself. Make sure everything is in the packages. You'll get a lid. It'll have two bulkheads, which will be separated. I already put them on. Make sure you peel all the paper off, both on the bottom and the top. You can put the bulkheads either way. Most people prefer to put them up, give a little more access for the dispersion tray. You always have the gasket on the opposite side of the nut that you're turning, so that when you turn the nut, you don't tighten it against the gasket. These are two 1.5-inch fittings. So that's the top itself. You'll also be getting a dispersion tray. You should have two screws. They may be in a package or actually screwed right into the tray. You also here take the paper off. And you'll notice there's a pattern of laser cut ovals. This is allow the water to build up, and most people put pads of some sort in here, help polish the water before it gets to the bio balls or whatever other biomedia you're using. It also comes with a front plate for the dispersion plate, which will be explained in a few minutes. And then two other plates that you'll notice large slots in, which go into the bottom of the unit to hold the biomedia, which I'll be putting these in a moment. All pieces have to have the paper, the protective paper, peeled off. You'll also see right here a removable sponge gate. You take that off, just two screws, and take the paper off. You can use it with the screws or without by putting it on the inside. There's a 2-inch gap there for 2-inch sponges if you care to use them. That generally comes shipped already installed. The first thing you want to do after you've taken all the film off, which we're not going to do here, this is protective film, and all the paper, is to put in your dispersion plates. You'll see ledges in the bottom, and they both fit in very simply. Going in this way. So now the two dispersion plates are in here. Fill up your unit with biomedia up to where the rail is for your drip plate. Now, one of the biggest questions we have is people ask us, how can we get the drip plate in there? They seem to have trouble. It was designed to be as big as possible so that water doesn't drip down the sides. We also made a front plate as large as possible so that it has an automatic overflow, a built-in handle, and it keeps water into the dispersion area. But by doing that, we had to separate the front plate and the dispersion tray because they cannot be put in together. As far as the dispersion tray is concerned, it's actually quite simple. You go into the unit opposite of where the tray goes and go in on an angle. Once you go in on an angle, you'll find that it will twist straight up and slide right in. Now you have to put your front on. If you put your front on first, you won't be able to twist it in. Once the tray is installed, you rarely ever would have to remove it. Generally, most people would just pull it out halfway, throw their floss or pads away, and slide it back in. There is no actual reason to pull the whole unit out, except for maybe periodic cleaning. You can still, with this front lip, pull it out, but you will not be able to get it out of the unit. Let's review that one more time. Just bring it on an angle. So you go in on an angle. Once you're in all the way, twist it, and it slides right in on the trail. As far as getting in the front plate, very simple. You undo the 2 screws. You put the plate in there and screw in the screws with this part even with the tray. And that allows as an emergency overflow and also as a handle to pull it out. All you do is place the front in there and screw in the 2 screws. I'm going to take it out one more time to show you the front plate. You'll see 2 sets of holes on some models, but generally the bottom set works best. Tighten the screws, they're tapped in. And we tend to tighten it to where this is even. Just tighten the screws. Now, I'll repeat, when you have the front piece on, it will not work. You cannot get it in. You must take the front off. The unit in, twist it, and slide it in. Now put your front on. The tray is very simple. Slides on top. And you have 2 screws to fasten it down so that if you use hard plumbing, it won't lift it up, but you can take the screws off if you ever need to get in there. Most people use quick disconnects, which make it very simple, but generally you don't need to take the lid off much because all you're doing is you pull your trip tray out for maintenance, whatever kind of pad that you put in there. And it's that simple. Assembly is very quick. If you have any questions, please contact us, and we're here to help.